explore the teacher dashboard or Cerebry platform. To log in as a teacher, click on For Teachers button on the top right corner of this page. You will now be redirected to the teacher login URL. Enter your registered email ID and password to proceed with. You're now logged into your teacher dashboard. On the top right corner, you have few options to change password, log out or connect to your Google Classroom account. On the left hand side, you have the classes that you are enrolled to. Cerebry offers content across various subjects like maths, science, English, and social studies. The platform also offers content across various audience like primary or JHS meaning junior high school, SHS meaning senior high school. Also, the platform caters the content in different languages. The teacher can choose the language they wish to view the content in. Clicking on English will enable the teacher to view the questions in English. Changing it back to Filipino changes the content back to Filipino as well. Teachers can also download ebooks on Cerebry platform. This way, the teachers can easily correlate with the ebooks and the Cerebry platform. In the practice mode, it is divided into chapters. In each chapter, again there is a subdivision among topics. The teachers have the complete freedom to turn the access on for particular topics that you wish the students to practice. You will have to just turn on the toggle or turn off the toggle and set the dates and click on save. The teachers can also view the questions that the students are going to practice by clicking on the review questions. These questions are divided according to the difficulty level: capable level, strong level, and ninja level, representing easy, medium, hard, respectively. So, this is how the students will see the questions in this exact order. The teachers can check the progress of each student in their class. By clicking on the right arrow, you will be redirected to an overview or dashboard screen of this particular topic. 8 students have not started the topic. This determines the number of students who have not started the topic, and it says how many students are exactly at easy level or medium level if they've reached medium level and hard level. Let us go to the dashboard to get more insights on individual progress. You can hover over all the students, and by clicking on details, it will give you the questions that this particular student has attempted. Click on info icon to understand the legend of the color coding and everything that appears here. In the question practice section, you can see the questions that the student has practiced so far. And please note that this may not be the actual question variant that appeared for the student. This is one of the variations that the student has attempted. To know the exact question that the student has attempted, you can click on the number of attempts and check the exact variation that the student has attempted. By clicking on currently solving, you can see the exact question that the student is currently solving. The AI generates variations of questions. Cerebry platform ensures that no two students in the same class will get the same question. Let me showcase one example. Notice that the class code is exactly the same in these two demo accounts. When I've opened the same question in two different accounts, notice that the question is different for both the users. Upon answering this incorrectly, a similar question will pop up for the users. Notice that this question is different from the two questions that the users have got in the first round. And this question is also different from the three questions that we have seen so far. This way, Cerebry aims for avoiding plagiarism among students. There are two kinds of variations possible: numerical variation and a text based variation. This is one such example of a numerical variation. Let us now check a text based variation as well. Notice that upon opening the same topic, the question is different for both the users. Even in subjects like science, English, social studies, having a text based variation makes Cerebri platform achieve avoiding plagiarism among users. Let us move to the next section of the Teach dashboard, test mode. All the tests that are currently live for the users will appear here. All the drafts that are created so far will appear here. To create a test, the teacher can click on the Design Test button on the top right corner. In this screen, you will see all the curriculums that are listed. You can select any question from any curriculum and add it to your test. Once done selecting all the questions, you can choose to create the test or alter the marks for each question or even remove the questions if needed. The teachers can either download an offline test paper or create an online test paper. Give an appropriate name for the test, and you can choose to enable the test with timer or even without timer. Let me create one with the timer. This will now be saved in my draft. The teacher can now move this draft to live. Before moving to live, there are few default settings that you can enable to make better use of this test mode. Enable corrective practice. In case the student attempts any questions incorrectly, then the AI will generate new questions based on the above concepts and will make sure that the student gets better at these questions and understands these questions properly. Enable same questions for all. Since each student gets a different variation of the same question, you can choose to control that and ensure that all the students will get the same variation of the question. Enable test with re-attempts. The teacher can set the number of re-attempts allowed for this particular test. Few of the basic settings include enable partial marking or enable test with timer, and the teacher can even choose to publish to multiple classes at once. Once the settings are complete from the teacher's end, they can click on confirm and this will move to the live. By clicking on the settings button, the teachers can set when the test has to go live on or when the student access has to stop and when the results will be open for the student, all these settings. And once the necessary settings have been set, the teachers can just click on save to save the settings. By clicking on see results, the teachers can view the results of all the students. In class list, the teachers can view the data of all the students the number of topics that they have practiced, and everything. They can also assign these individual students to different ninjas and set levels if needed. Example, if the teacher feels that this particular user can only practice hard level questions, then they can simply select master and save. This action will make sure that this user only gets the hard level questions. The teachers can choose to activate the leaderboard to promote a healthy competition between the students. So once I activate this leaderboard, the practice of all the students will be monitored according to the groups or the ninjas assigned in the class list. As and when a particular user practices questions, they will earn diamonds accordingly. Based on the diamonds, they will be ranked in the leaderboard. In notification page, the teachers can monitor the practice of each individual student. So let's say for this student, there's an alert that is generated saying that student needs help in this particular question. You can review this action and see in question 3, this particular user needs help. You can also see view the attempts that this student has given. Once you come back to the notification screen, this will be marked as resolved. You can also receive the updates saying that the student has started practicing this particular topic. You can also filter this with week or month or even other custom details. Let me showcase some of the features of Cerebry that makes the practice easier. In case of complex questions, like this one, we provide broken down questions. For example, if the student is struggling to answer this question, then we make them enter a broken down mode where they answer the question in parts. For example, in this question, they answer it in two parts. Once they are out of the broken down mode, again a similar question will be posed to them to test their understanding of the concept. Test mode. The students can also attempt essays, and the essays will be auto graded by our AI. For example, this is a test where I have to write an essay on a short passage on Mahatma Gandhi, or, or write a paragraph about the value of libraries, write a paragraph on climate change, etc. Let me submit this answer. By clicking on this, I can view my result in a detailed way. Clicking on the AI feedback, it'll show me that the feedback for the essay that I've written, since it is a very short note that I've written, it says consider expanding your essay to include clear introduction, body and conclusion. Evidence and style, voice or voice, word choice, citation, problem and solution, call to action, or interdisciplinary approach. Based on the above rubric, the AI has evaluated and given me 2.05 out of 6 marks. In Teacher Dashboard, you can view the results of the essay grading. Let's say if I click on this, I can check the AI feedback. As a teacher, I can also edit the number of marks that the student has obtained. Let's say 0 0.5, and then I click on save, and I do not want 0.65 here. I want only 0.4 marks to be avoided for this one. And then once this is saved, the same marks that the teacher has allotted will reflect on the student dashboard as well. At Cerebry, we also provide open-ended questions. For example, in this question, if 1 meter is equal to 18 dots, then Sam has concluded that 1 meter square is 18 dot squares. So let's say if I say no, I do not agree, the system asks you to explain the answer for part A. Let's say if I randomly put it as I guessed it and answer this question as correctly, let me click on check answer. This is now being evaluated by the AI. Now the AI says, good job on identifying that Sam's conclusion was incorrect. However, it is important to provide a clear explanation for your answer. Since I've given my answer as I just guessed it, uh, the AI says the explanation has to be clear and the student has to understand the explanation as well. In this case, you could explain that when converting units into squared quantity, we need to square both the numerical value and the units. It provides an explanation so that even if the student has answered it incorrectly, understands this better and can answer it the next time. The Cerebry platform offers interactive questions like plotting a point on the graph. Let us check one such example now. The platform also allows the users to solve a complex equation step by step. For example, in this question, I can choose to solve the equation directly, or I can also input the given equation step by step. Let me showcase the example of how it will appear if I solve directly versus step by step. This is correct. So let's go to the next question. Let's say this equation is complex for few users. In that case, they can choose to input this step by step. This step is marked correctly. Hence, although this is not providing the final answer. So now the system wants the student to input the final answer. Now this question has been solved in steps. Cerebry platform identifies the error that the student has made while answering a question. This helps the student rectify it and answer the question more accurately the next time. Let's see one such example. In this case, let's say the answer is 40 by 7. Let me put the answer as 56 by 5. So instead of multiplying these two, I've multiplied these two. By clicking on the error, it shows that 56 is equal to 5x. You made a mistake when converting the fractional equations into linear equations with integer coefficients. The correct approach is to multiply both 8 by x and 7 by 5x. Instead, you mistakenly multiplied 8 by 7 and 5 by x. This is not the correct answer. Here, the misconception that the student has is multiplying the numerators together and placing them on one side of the equation and multiplying the denominators together and placing them on the other side. Let me answer this step by step. Yes, so once I've answered it correctly, it says that you have answered this correctly, and then you can move ahead to the next question. Cerebry also offers diagnostic tests for various subjects like maths, English, science. Click on this icon to be redirected to the admin competition dashboard. The teachers can check the syllabus used for each diagnostic test by clicking on the View Syllabus button. This syllabus is based on the curriculum of the target school. Teachers can also check the list of schools and classes this diagnostic test is being catered to. They can also check the status of each student by clicking on this View Status. Here they can check whether the students have started the competition, warm up, or practice. Teachers can check the results of adaptive test by clicking on the Reports button. This is the overall report for the school. Cerebry platform also provides a subtopic wise report. You can also check the result of each student by clicking on the Students button. This is the report of one of the students of this class.